Is why I'd like you to think a minute about what we mean by marketing innovation. Now, I know some of you have seen this definition several times, but I'm going to share it with many of you who are new to the community, because there are 5 rules of marketing innovation, and we want to just make sure people are all on the same page. Marketing innovation is applying creativity to create a new and improved state for your audience, whoever that audience is. Stakeholders, shareholders, customers, employees. And it means that you're going to a new desired state. Now, I know a lot of innovation experts and authors will say, well, you know, if you incrementally improve things, that's good too, right? And I say, no, that's fine. That's just not really innovation. That's just saying we're going to do a little bit of a 1% improvement here and there. So for our purposes, we're talking about that. The other thing it requires, as you think about this as you're evaluating your own team. How many of you want your own teams to be more innovative? Good. All hands went up on that one. You have to have a certain propensity of for thinking a certain way. So one of my favorite books is John Chaffee's The Thinker's Way. And John Chaffee talks about how people evolve over time. As children, we're level 1 thinkers, where we're waiting on authority figures to tell us what's right and wrong, what books we should read, how history really played itself out, all of those things. We are waiting for that authority figure to help us make decisions. Level 2 thinking, which might describe some of your teenager children or college student children, is anything goes. Everybody's point of view is acceptable, and you know, I'm neutral. I don't have a firm position either way. Now, the trouble with that, if you have a room full or a team of level 2 thinkers, is that they don't know how to bring diverse opinions together and come up with a common solution. All they know is there are differing opinions and they're all pretty good, and you know, I can go either way. Now, level 3 critical thinking, however, is where you're able to balance multiple perspectives and live often in not knowing how things are going to play out, but you have the ability and the skills to bring people together and come to some common resolutions. So that is really important when you're thinking about how you design your organization and what kind of thinkers the other people in your organization are. You know, there's nothing more frustrating when a CMO comes to me when I'm consulting and they say, well, I want my team to be more innovative. And when I start to speak with their teams, I find out that they're fearful of making any moves until the boss says it's okay. And we have to unpack that and figure out why is it they're afraid to take that extra leap or afraid to experiment and get some funding put aside to experiment. So those are some very key qualities, and behavioral norms drive results, right? So if your CEO says, it's my way or the highway, and we need to have a process in place, and you don't deviate from the process, then chances are you're going to have a lot of very compliant but uncommitted people on the team. And there, in addition to bureaucracy, there's this little thing called the zombies that can really kill innovation. And Chip, I think we've used that term quite a bit in our community. How do we define zombies?
Well, we've had projects where we've attempted to kill the zombies, and zombies are those things that, you know, just kind of suck your productivity drive. They're the things that kind of, you know, it's like running on the treadmill of the current processes of things. And so a zombie is something that you want to get out of the way so that you can just become more effective, more productive.
Absolutely. So as you're thinking about innovation and resistance, think about maybe there are some resistance wandering the halls like The Walking Dead, you know, old projects, programs, and initiatives that people are just so tired of, and yet they keep ending up on our budget. We don't know why. And I think we've had some very productive discussions on that too, Doug. So it's like, I know you're attached to it, I know you're emotionally attached to this particular initiative, but it is time to say goodbye to the zombie and, have some ceremonial killing of the metaphorical zombie, right?
Safe and comfortable.
Safe and comfortable. Absolutely. So those are our basic rules of innovation. I'm not going to